Greetings, gamers. Hoser here for Hoser House Rules. Welcome back. And it's been years. It's been years since we posted anything, maybe 2 years. So today we are continuing our 4 Against Darkness semi-solo fantasy campaign. Happy New Year, Happy Chinese New Year, Happy Lunar New Year, even though we're just past Valentine's Day here, but welcome back. So just to summarize the campaign so far, I originally started using this map, which is an old map of the fantasy trip. If you map out the Grail quest, this is the map. And they started over here at this independent village, a small village, which on March 28th, celebrating the solstice holiday, was overrun by Saxon raiders. So our heroes just barely managed to escape and decided after that to become adventurers and to form the White Company, which is a mercenary company of adventurers. After going back to pillage some goods and bury some dead from Shrewsbury, they moved on eastward 2 days to a bridge where they had a fight with some trolls and rescued some refugees that were fleeing from the village. And that became their first quest to get them to safety. And also hooked up with Nimniel, who's a wandering elf, and she became part of the party too. So that makes it 5. After that, they traveled eastward a couple more days to 3 beasts' dens. And if you want to look these up, there are 2 or 3 posts on my site that details these parts of the campaign. They went to 3 beast dens and they were hired for 25 gold each to deal with the hag, the swamp hag in the nearby swamp. They went to the swamp, they killed the hag and her sons, which were actually trolls, and came back to the inn and got 3 days and nights free stay, lodging, to recuperate from their wounds, and then went on. Their basic objective was to get to the nearest town with a castle, which is right over here. Now, this map is not important, but this is where it's all centered around. So it was originally set in this world, but it is now set in the world of Greyhawk. So that town that they got to is actually Hamlet. So this is the Hamlet Knoll map. Knoll is up here. Hamlet is down here. So they're at Hamlet right now. After a couple weeks of adventuring and traveling, they finally made it to Hamlet, and they met Baron Rothric, the leader of Hamlet, who's become their benefactor and their patron. So they will be getting jobs from him. They got some experience along the way, including 10 experience points for rescuing the refugees, bringing them to Hamlet. And now the 5 members of the party are, we have Brother Catfile, who is a 1st level monk now. By the way, I started my my characters are level 0. I started them at level 0. And I do experience a little differently than straight up 4 Against Darkness. This is not a video to learn straight up 4 Against Darkness. There are a lot of videos out there on YouTube that will do that, and I recommend Solo Adventures with Livy, L-I-V-I. If you really want to learn just straight vanilla 4 Against Darkness, how to set up a campaign. She has a run through of a whole dungeon and how to manage your characters. But this campaign sort of has a story arc behind it. So we got Brother Catfile. He's the wise one and the leader. Then behind them, we had Bob, also escaped. Bob is a warrior and he is a dung farmer. He was a dung farmer at Shrewsbury, so now he's Bob the ex-dung farmer. We also had Bill, who's a warrior, but is good with a bow, so his primary weapon is a bow. We have Ted, who was very, very angry about what happened at Shrewsbury, and he's morphed into a barbarian. And finally, we have Nimniel, the elf, with a spell and a bow that they picked up at the bridge. So there are a lot of house rules in the way we play. The first and most important is the game is tactical. That is, we use figures on hexes or squares instead of them all being lumped together and just straight die rolling. And the monsters get to roll. The monsters get to roll to attack. So there's an armor class for each character, going anywhere from 3 to 6, depending on their armor and shield. Sometimes +1 for a rogue, depending on their level. So I'll explain some of the other house rules as we go along, but they've arrived at Hamlet, and the refugees have been taken care of. Baron Rothric has given them their first job, and their first job is to go over here and clean out the Moathouse. Right, so now we're in the world of Greyhawk with Hamlet and Nulb. And their first job is to clean out the Moathouse, which is infested by brigands, by a bunch of brigands. So that's what we're doing today. They're going to have about probably less than a day travel to the Moathouse. I'm going to roll for a wandering wilderness encounters, and they didn't have one. So when we come back, it'll be 4 of our heroes. In this case, William is not going. It'll just be Cadfile, Bob, the ex-dung farmer, Nimniel, and Ted, the barbarian. So fighter, barbarian, elf, and cleric against the Moathouse bandits. So let's take it to the table. Okay, so here we are. We're using this map here for the Moathouse. So it does take more time to do tactical battles. So I try to save some time by not rolling up a random dungeon. In this case, we're using this map here, which has basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rooms, plus the entry room, and outside there's a defended outdoors area leading into the entry hall, and then there's 4 rooms on each side. It doesn't matter what it looks like in each room. Every room will be this size. This is an old Orb Quest map from metagaming back in the Fantasy Trip. Every room will be this size. Door there. And there are 8 rooms. But first, they have to get into the Moathouse. Now, the Moathouse is surrounded by moat. So basically, everything that is in a room, this is all water. This is all moat. And the entrance is right here. There's some stairs up here. It's a plank. And the halls are actually bridges in between elevated buildings, rooms. So if there's a problem on a bridge, somebody might fall into the water. So we're going to take a moment to go shopping, and we'll be right back with the Moathouse. All right, so we took a break there for our heroes to do some shopping before. they left Hamlet, and here they are at the entrance, outdoor entrance to the Moathouse, and there's a ramp up here to the door to the entrance hallway. They're just on the other side of the clearing, and what they can see is some bushes here, here, and here. And they've been there long enough to know that there are bandits hanging around behind the bushes. There's also a tree here and a tree here, each with a bandit bowman in it. As you can see, this is totally different than everybody being clumped together, because having advantage going first isn't that much of an advantage, because you're usually not starting next to everybody. So you have to move forward, and if you move forward first, they probably are going to attack you first, moving second. So let's see what our heroes are going to do here. Do you have any actions?
Nimnio will try to shoot one of the bowmen in the tree.
Okay, these are very poor bandits. They're hungry. They have really lousy gear, so they're only defense 3 instead of 4, but +1 for cover in the tree, and she is +1 to hit, so that's a 3. And they're all startled as one of their fellows falls out of the tree.
Then what is the movement allowance?
6.
6.
Or 12 double movement, 6 kind of like D&D. 6 normal movement and attack, or 12 double movement. Range is 12 inches, so every room will be within range for bows and spells.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will just double move Ted to there, and then Catfile will come here, sort of flanked by Bob, the dung farmer.
And at this point, they're all first level, but remember, Bob is still 0 level. I started my characters at 0 level. That's a house rule. So Bob is 0 level. He is not +1 to hit yet, and he only has 6 instead of 7 hit points. All right, that's your turn?
Yes.
All right, shooting a bow at Catfile takes 1 point. Now I rolled a 6, but minions don't explode. Bosses explode and monsters explode when they roll. However, monsters have standardized at 5 defense and 5 hit points, and instead of getting 2 attacks, they're second level, so they're +2 to hit. They only get 1 attack. Same thing for bosses. They're +3 to hit instead of getting a 3 attacks. So this minions and vermin do not explode, so there's 1 point on Catfile. And the bandits will charge out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And these guys are going to try to surround Ted, poor Ted. And they will take some attacks. One in the front. His defense is...
Ted is 4.
So if you just have light armor, your defense is 4. That's a miss. 2 attacks sort of in the back. So that's tactical, right? So if you're standing behind them, you're +1. So they need 3s. So they do not explode, but Ted takes 2 hits. And it's your turn.
You got it.
Oh, sorry. 2 on Catfile. He's a 5.
He's a 5.
2 hits. Wow. And 1 on Bob is a miss. Your turn.
All right. Nimue will try to shoot the other bowman.
Okay, I think it's a 4. He goes down.
And then Bob will sort of face this way a little bit and then attack that guy. Sorry, Ted.
Ted, with...
he has got a lot of pluses, so he will hit.
Ted has a magical great axe that they got from the trolls and the hag in the swamp. and he's so he's +1 for first level, +1 for being using a two-handed weapon, and +1 for a magic weapon. He's +3, so he does 8 points of damage, which is enough to kill 2 that he's standing next to.
Bob will just attack the guy right next to him, and he will hit with a 4 because
He goes down.
No zeros, +0, and then Catfile will try to clonk the guy in front of him on the head with a mace,
and he explodes.
And so that will be a 9.
And 9 is enough to kill the remaining 2 there, so they're gone. And of course, now I have to take a morale check. 1 to 3, the remaining guy will run away. He's going to fight to the death. So he's going to hit Ted in the back.
And he will.
And he takes 1 point, and I'm sure at this point he will die from being attacked by many people. So I do experience sort of along the lines of 4 against the Abyss. The Abyss. 1 point for Vermin, 2 points for 8 minions, 5 points for a monster, and 10 points for a boss. And also you get 10 points for a quest. Right now they're on a quest to clear out the entire Moathouse. So if they succeed in that, they will get 10 extra points. So right now you have 2 experience points.
All right.
Would you like to go up into the entrance hall?
Yes.
All right. So I do this differently than for Against Darkness. I don't roll on the same chart for rooms and hallways. I just say there's something in a hallway, like a wandering monster on 1 or 2, and then there's a separate roll for rooms. So there's nothing in the entrance hallway, and where would you like to go?
So going into the entrance hallway, then I will turn left and head in this area.
Okay. This way?
Yes.
Okay, so we come to another hallway, and there's nothing in that hallway, so I will just use something to mark where you're at. Here.
And then we'll go down south.
To that room?
Yeah.
Okay. So heading into the first room, and now it's a totally different role than hallway contest. It's just wandering monsters on a 1 or 2. Room contents are a different role. So, and it's different than in the book. So on a 2, there are vermin. There are 8 vermin, so put yourselves in the room. And you each get attacked by 2 giant rats. They come from all around you, but you have initiative.
All right. Ted will just pull out his axe and start attacking. That'll be a 5.
Okay, that's not quite enough to kill 2 rats, so there's 1 rat there.
Brother Catfile will start whacking with his mace. That'll be a 4.
And that kills a rat here.
Bob will pull out his sword and start hacking at some rats. That'll be a 4 as well.
Okay, and there's 1 left there.
And then Nimue will pull out her sword and start hacking. But she will miss.
Nimniel just misses widely. Okay, so now attacks on you. 1 on Bob is a hit. 1 on Catfile is a hit. 1 on Ted. Oh, it's a hit. Darn. I need to get a lousier die. And 2 on Nimniel are both misses. And it's your turn.
Alright, Bob's going to just keep hacking away. That is a 7.
So that's enough to kill 2. So he kills this one, and we could say that he kills one from here. If they're close enough, it's like a cleave. I'll let him have it, because otherwise you waste a lot of damage when you explode.
So that would have been dead, but it's not gonna matter. And then Bob will miss. And Nimio will
Hit
one.
Yeah.
And then Brother Catfile will miss, unfortunately. So there's two.
I let clerics have the same advantage as fighters. They're +1 to hit for level. So
there'll be three then.
That's a 3. Yeah, so that kills one there. There's just one attack left on Ted, which does a point of damage. And the last brat will... Actually, I should have rolled for morale. They ran away, so Ted did not take that last point of damage. Now, part of clearing out the Moathouse is to find the bandit leader and take him out, but they also need to clean out every room. So clues in this case will work towards finding the bandit leader and making it easier to kill him. So it's not a bad idea to search rooms. Okay, so right now we're in this room. And there's a chance, on a 1 you're going to get wandering monsters, but 5 or 6 you get a clue, treasure, or secret door.
Oh, wandering monster.
And place yourselves around the room. And let's see what we got. All right, we have a bandit leader with, and I'm just going to use a big orc for the bandit leader, and he has 4 bandits with him. So 3 regular and 1 bowman. And they're either going to come from that side or they're going to come from the door. So I'll forget which way the door was. Which is the door? Okay.
The door would have been that way, but
okay. So we could just turn this around. And in come the bandits, and roll for initiative.
4.
And they roll a 2. So there's the leader. He has defense 5, 5 hit points, and the rest are defense 3. Your move.
All right. Nimniel will just turn around and shoot at this gentleman with her bow.
And that's a hit.
And then Ted will charge the leader.
His defense is 5. You're +3. He explodes. All right, Ted. 9,
So
12 points of damage. Okay, so that's 2 points on the leader.
Bob will run in and attack the minion. 4 to hit.
Yep, he's gone.
And then Catfile will also take an attack on the leader. But he will miss horribly.
He will miss horribly. All right, they've lost 2 out of 5. The leader's really worth like 2, so 2 out of 6. They're not quite at 50% yet. The bowman will step over and take a shot at Nimniel. And hit. This guy will attack Bob and hit. And the leader will attack Ted. And he explodes, doing 10 points of damage. Is that 2 hits?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ted's defense is 5, so the leader did 10 points of damage. Remember, he only gets 1 attack, but he is +2 to hit.
Alright. Nimnia will take a shot back at the gentleman that just shot at her. 4 to hit.
And he's gone.
Ted will attack the leader again. That'll only be for a 5. So
at this point, they've lost 3. What I'm saying is 6 people. I'm counting the leader twice. So, yeah, one more.
So Ted will hit the leader, but only for 1 point.
Okay, he has 3 now.
Catfile will also attack the leader and hit for only 1 point.
Okay, he has 4.
And then Bob will take an attack on the goon, but will miss.
All right, they're still at half. So the leader will attack, let's see, fail. And this brigand will attack Bob and fail, I think.
Yes, 5. Bob is 5. Yeah.
So your turn.
All right. Nimnia will just sort of start to make her way around. Ted will attack the leader. Won't miss. Catfile will go after the goon and miss. And then
no, he's plus 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so
if he's going after this guy,
yeah.
he's gone.
Oh.
Okay.
And then I guess Bob will come around the flank and
so he's plus 1 from behind.
So 5 to hit.
And that is 5 hits on the leader, and he is down. We forgot to roll for treasure on the outside fight. That's 1 regular roll, except these guys are very poor and poorly equipped. So you get a treasure roll -1.
3.
And that is 5 gold pieces. And for this fight, you get 5 experience points plus 1 for half a squad of minions, so that's 6 experience points, and another roll for treasure.
2.
I'm sorry, the last one was 15 gold, and this one is 10 gold. So you've gotten a total of 25 gold from both fights. All right, so
both Brother Catfile and Ted are looking kind of hurt. So
do you want to use a spell or a bandage?
Brother Catfile is going to try to throw a heal on Ted.
That's D6 plus level, so plus 1.
And heal Ted all the way back up to full.
Good.
And then Catfile has 3 heals altogether?
Yes. 3 heals and 3 blesses.
So a heal on himself as well for full.
Well, he's rolling good now. So you have searched this room, and you have to go back to... You can actually take this corridor onto that room.
Yeah, I'll just go on to the next room.
Okay, for that corridor, there's wandering monsters. So, this is actually a bridge. So we'll use this. And, in the bridge, I make it more likely for there to be special features or special events in this game. You find a special feature. In fact, you find a statue sitting in the middle of the bridge. Would you like to touch the statue or move on?
What is the statue of?
It's a statue of a monster. Some hideous, deformed monster.
I'm a little concerned that it might be like a gargoyle or something, and so I will try to skirt around it.
Okay, no problem. So now you are in this room here. Put yourselves at the entrance. And now we'll roll for room contents. And you get vermin again. 8 vermin. So 8 vermin come towards you. 2 on each. And you have the initiative.
All right. Ted is just going to start smashing them with his great axe. So that is a 8.
So that takes out both. Vermin are just 3.
And
Defense.
And then Bob will just start trying to kick and stab at the ones in front of him. That's 9 altogether.
So that actually takes out 3. So Bob takes this one and 1 from here.
And then Nimue will start stabbing at her vermin for a 6.
And that takes out both vermin there.
And then Catfile will 3 hits, right? Will finish off the last one.
Oh, they didn't even have a chance to take a morale check, and the vermin have no treasure. So you have cleared this room. Would you like to search it?
Yes, I'll search it.
And you find nothing. So you've cleared this room and this room. Where would you like to go?
We'll come back out here and then start doing the same thing to the top.
Okay, so this is a corridor, and this is a corridor here, and you find some stuff there, so that's another bridge. And let's see what you find on that bridge. You find a boss. And this is going to be the final boss, because there's only one boss in this dungeon. So walking down the bridge towards you is the bandit boss. Did we do experience for the last room?
Yes, I have
one for the vermin.
10 now.
Oh, you have 10 out of 6. You could have rolled for Bob. Okay, let's wait till this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to roll for Bob now?
I can roll for Bob now.
Okay, a 2 or better.
Nope.
Oh my goodness! Bob fails, and he burns 10 experience points trying to get the first level. All right. The boss, flanked by 4 guards, 1 with a bow, 2 regular. Get out of my house. You will all die here. But you have initiative.
Nimue will just shoot at the guy with the bow.
Okay, so she could use a spell. I don't know what spell you picked, but if she had a sleep spell.
Oh, she does have sleep.
She does?
Yeah, she does have sleep.
It would sleep D6 plus her level minus defense. But I'm going to do house rules on this one. I don't like the way sleep spells work in the book. So what would happen is they're all close enough to be hit by the sleep spell, and they would all get a toughness saving throw. Now, one house rule I do is I add a tag to each character, to each class. I add a tag to each class. For example, a barbarian is tough, an elf is agile, a cleric is smart, and so on. And that would help their saving throws if there were anything that they needed to resist or save against. So these guys will need a 5 to resist the sleep spell. He is 3rd level, so he will only need a 3, but if you cast the sleep spell, you can get most of those guys.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll cast sleep.
All right, so she casts sleep, and 1 falls off the bridge. Oh, he's okay. He's okay, and he's okay. Well, that was kind of a waste of a sleep spell, but one guy's down. Oh, and the leader needs to take. He only needs a 2 because he's +3, so he is perfectly fine. But that's a totally different way of using fireballs and sleep than in the book. All right, your turn. Nimniel is done.
Nimniel is done. Catfile will tell the rest to hold and say, if you want us, come get us.
All right, their turn. They're going to charge up recklessly. Guess they don't have a bowman. And the bandit leader has a special move, which he can rush attack. So if he hits Ted will have to take a saving throw versus falling down, getting knocked on his behind. So, just the bandit leader will attack, and I believe Ted is a 4, and the bandit leader is +3, so anything but a 1. So Ted takes 1 point. And he needs to roll a 4. A 4 to stay on his feet. And he's fine. And it is your turn.
All right. Ted will rage. And that's just 2 die. Take the best one.
3 dice. 3 dice, take the best one. And an extra point of damage.
Against the bandit leader.
So he does explode twice, so he explodes once. So that's 6, 10,
11, 12, 13.
13 is enough to double the bandit leader, whose defense is 6 and has 6 hit points.
So 3 points.
3 points of damage. So the bandit leader is down to 3 points of damage.
Nimue will try to stab the gentleman in front of her.
And he's gone.
And then Catfile will attack the guy in front of him.
And he explodes. So that's a 10?
Yeah.
9, 10?
Yeah. That probably isn't enough to hit the actual hero.
So, right, this is a 3. So that's a 7. So, yeah, he could do an extra point on the bandit leader, who now has 4 damage, 4 life out of him. And do you have any other attacks? Think you're done?
I think I'm done.
But the bandit leader is down to 2 hit points, and there's only 1 guy left. So he's going to take a morale check, and he's going to run away on a 1 through 3. Yay! The bandit leader and the other guy run away. Okay, so first of all, this is not the bandit leader's room, but the next room that you enter will be where you will find 2 + 1 treasures. For now, you get a -1 treasure and 10 + 1, 11 experience points. So a treasure.
So -1 treasure is a 3.
Which is 15 gold. I've cut the treasure down to about half, but I've cut some of the prices of the very expensive stuff well under half. Like a healing potion is 30 instead of 100.
I guess, can Bob try to level up?
Bob can try to level up again. Yeah. Yay! Bob is first level. He's now +1 on attacks. So you were in this corridor, and we'll just say this big room here, they're all the same size, is the bandit leader's room. Now, I'm not going to roll normally for a room. I will roll for wandering monsters, which is just a 1 or a 2. So, you find the bandit leader's throne, and you get to roll on 2 regular treasures. Normally be +1 treasure, but they are very poor.
3 and a 4.
So that gets you 15 plus 25 is 40 gold pieces.
All right.
So you've cleared this out. You need to go to 5 more rooms.
All right, and then this room is just sort of right next to each other?
Right. So you can just go right into the
go
room.
Into that room there.
All right. And in that room, there is a bandit lieutenant and 4 bandits. Now this time they're sitting in the middle of the room, so I'm just going to put some tables at the important locations. So 1, 2, 3, and the bandit leader, which is a monster, is in the middle. And 1 more 4. You have initiative.
All right. Nimnio, she can cast sleep 3 times?
No, it's just 1 spell.
Yeah.
Like if you're a wizard, you get 3 spells. That's 1 spell 3 times, or 3 spells 1 time.
Then she'll just try to shoot that guy that's by himself.
Okay.
But she'll miss.
All right.
And then Bob will sort of move over here to get that guy. And then I think Ted can run all the way up. And he'll just take a whack at the guy, at the leader.
So with his magic battle axe.
That's 8.
That takes out 2, but not 3, right? 8 total, right?
Yeah, it's 8 total.
Yeah. So 9 would have taken out 3.
And then.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of these is. So it's 3, and 8 actually does 1 hit point on the lieutenant.
And then Brother Kefa will sort of run here to keep those guys in check.
All right, their turn. This one will attack Bob. I miss. This one will attack Ted. And miss. And these 2, one's going to run there, one's going to run to Nimnio. Only he gets an attack. And Kafal takes 1 point of damage. Your turn.
Alright. Nimnio will take out her sword and attack back. Well, not back, but 3 miss, I think.
Oh, no, 3
hits.
yeah.
Oh,
Plus 1. Yeah. These
These
guys are really weak.
Bob will take a swing.
And he's plus 1 now, yay. He does 6, so it's not enough to put a point on the leader, but he could maybe, I don't know.
And then Catfire will take a swing and knock that guy out.
That guy's out.
And then Ted will go after the leader. Another 8.
So he's taking 2 points of damage, but that's 50% casualties, and he will run on 1 through 3, which he does. You get 5, 6 experience points, 5 for the monster, and 1 for the half group of minions. And you roll treasure -1.
Flipping tables over. 1.
5 gold pieces. As you can see, I've rounded off the treasures. I don't roll like 3d6 times 10. For a d6, I just make it 5 gold pieces times whatever. But I've cut down the total treasure quite a lot.
And then I guess we'll go back down into this corridor here.
Okay. Retracing your steps is a 1, so nothing happens there.
And
I mean, 1 is required to find something, so.
And then obviously we will go back through the room we came
The
in.
entrance room, nothing there.
And then to this new corridor.
Into a new corridor. Oh, There's something in the new corridor. The bridge, actually. So, here we are on the bridge, and place yourselves at the start, and there's just another lieutenant with, let's see, with 4 minions. Your initiative. Actually, let's roll for initiative. Maybe they'll have to go first. Yep, they have initiative. They're going to go first. This is going to shoot at Ted, which is a miss, and they're just going to go half move forward. And your turn.
Alright,
Nimnio.
Nimnio will just shoot at the guy in front of her. 3
That's a hit. Yep.
Take him out. And then Bob, I guess, will move up here. Take a swing. 5 to hit.
Yeah, 1 point on the lieutenant.
And then Ted will move up here and also attack the lieutenant for a 7. So
That's another point on the lieutenant.
And then Catfire will come and try to knock out the guy in front of him.
And he explodes, so that's a 7
So
plus
it's an
8.
altogether.
So that's 3 and 5. So that's an extra point on the lieutenant. So now he has 3.
Yes.
He has 3 hit points down. And 4, 5, 6. Half their guys are gone. So, oh no, I still have Bowman, sorry. Alright, shooting at Catfile, miss. The lieutenant, Ted, miss. And this guy will attack Bob and hit for 1 point. Your turn.
Bob will attack the guy that attacked him back.
He explodes. 12, 15, 16. And that's 13 points on the lieutenant who already had 3. So he's gone.
Bob just flurries.
Let's see if this guy runs. And of course he's going to fight to the death.
Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ted will oblige him on. Oh, or not. And then Catfire will run up and try to help. For 5. Hit.
Yep. You exterminate them, and you get 5, 6 experience points, and a treasure -1.
4, so I think that's 15.
Yes. 4 is 4 is 25 gold pieces. Actually, it's a gem, 25 gold piece gem, but same thing. All right.
So that was this corridor, this bridge here.
Right.
So we'll go down to the bottom room there.
So you have what, 3 rooms to search basically?
Yes.
And that room has 8 minions. So place yourselves at the entrance. I'm going to put the tables back in play. Two, 4, 6, and 7. And this one's going to be tough. This one's going to be in the back. 8. And you can have initiative, or you can have them roll for initiative.
Oh, we can roll.
All right. They have initiative. They're going to go first. Boa Ted, 1 point. Bo at Bob. Miss. Bandit at Bob. Miss. Bandit at Ted. Miss. Another bandit at Ted. 1 point on Ted. 1 bandit on Catfile is a hit. And the last bandit is close enough to get to Catfile. The other one's just gonna come up a bit. So 1 more on Catfile, and that's a miss. Your turn.
Alright. Bob will just start hacking away at the guy in front of him for the hit.
Yep.
Ted will try to start cleaving out a path, but will sort of be overwhelmed.
Critically fail.
And then Catfile will sort of bonk someone on the head.
It gets
so
one.
Gets one guy.
I'll probably just take this one out. Nimnial can shoot, but if she rolls a 1, she's going to hit somebody in the back.
She'll hold her fire until it clears out a bit.
Alright. They don't really care about their friends, so they're going to take 1 shot on Catfile, 1 shot on Bob. Misses on Catfile, 1 hit on Bob, and they manage not to hit their friends in the back. 2 hits on Ted. Both miss with 1s, and 2 hits on Catfile, 1 hit on Catfile.
Ted is going to try to start clearing people away. 8, so I'll take those 2 out.
That takes 2 out.
Bob will come here.
Okay. And he's +1 for being behind, so
5.
takes him out.
And then we would sort of start to move over there, get ready for our shot.
She has a shot, right? She can shoot?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Can she move and shoot?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Then she'll shoot at that guy.
She explodes. 10 points. And they happen to be just in line.
Right.
So she knocks off 2 arrows real quick and boom, boom. Takes out 2 bowmen.
And then Catfile will try to knock this guy out before he has the opportunity to run, but Catfile is a merciful cleric.
And they decide not to run.
And
Do you have any more moves?
nope, that was it.
So one attack on Catfile for a hit.
And Catfile's mercy has
Backfired on
come
him.
back to hurt him once again. And then Bob is less merciful.
We'll just say this guy's dead.
He just stabbed him in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Catfile
So-
will use his last heal to heal himself up for
Okay.
2 points.
So this was this room here, right? Next to the bandit
No,
cage.
we're down here.
Oh, so you did this corridor,
Yeah.
and you did this room.
Yep.
You need to backtrack and do this room?
Yep.
Backtracking, nothing. You gonna go into this room or want to come this way?
We'll go into
Right into the room. And the room has vermin. So if you could put yourselves in the middle, you can leave the chairs on the tables. Yeah, they look good. And you're each going to get 2 vermin. But you can go first.
Alright. Ted is going to start to exterminate the rats, but he'll miss. Ted's a little bit tired.
Yeah, that great axe is kind of heavy now.
Sort of raged a little bit too prematurely and is now sort of coming off of his rage. Nimniel will stab the 2 vermin on her.
So that's, yeah, both gone.
Catfile will play whack-a-mole and smash 1.
Smash 1.
And then Bob will imitate Ted and sort of
Whiff. Okay. All right. 2 attacks on Bob. Miss. 1 attack on Catfile. Miss. 2 attacks on Ted.
Yes.
Miss. And that's it. Your turn.
Alright. Ted will attack the vermin again. And still really tired. really distracted.
Maybe he needs to face the right way.
Yeah. Oh, they're over here. I've been attacking this table the whole time. No wonder.
No wonder.
Nimio will try to help
and that takes care of both. Very good.
Take out his. Catfile will smash 2 more.
So that's just one left here now?
Yeah, and then Bob will
explode. Well, not necessarily, but he's showing off his ability as a first level fighter.
Yeah, he kills that rat.
So that is 1 experience point and no treasure. And which room was that?
That's the top room up here. So we'll go back in this corridor. I don't know if there are 2
Okay, retracing. Nothing there. 2 rooms left.
We'll go into the top left room.
All right. Second to last room. And you get 8 minions. So place yourself at the entrance. This guy's pretty drunk and they're actually standing on the tables with their bows. All right. And you may go first.
Nimni.
Or you can let them, negotiate. You have killed their leader. I mean, chances are poor that they'll.
Yeah, they're kind of drunk. Drunk people like to fight. So Nimio will help this gentleman off the table by shooting him in the face.
Very good.
And she had that. Bob will take the right flank.
And explode for a total of
8.
8. So he can come over here and take out 1 more. That's like a cleave.
And then Ted will run up and try to take this guy out for 8.
So he can take this one out and either this one or this one.
He'll take out the boom and he'll kick a guy and knock that guy off the table as well.
Alright.
Catfile will say, find God and run for your lives as he smacks this guy in the head.
And that is a 3.
He's very gentle about it, though.
And that is a morale check, which they pass. So 1 hit on Ted, miss. 1 hit on Bob, miss. Your turn.
Ted will take that guy out in front of him, and
Yep.
Bob will show off.
Bob will explode on the poor brigand's head and cut him to pieces. Very good. So, 1 treasure minus 1 and 2 experience points. 5 gold pieces and 2 experience points. And the last room, right?
Yep.
Which is just across the hall.
Yep.
So I'm going to say that's a backtrack, but nothing happens. But you go into the room. Go ahead and place yourself at the entrance and let's see what's in this room. Oh, finally something different. Okay. You see 3 tables in the middle of the room. We forgot to do some searching, but it turned out you didn't need the clues anyway.
3 tables all by themselves.
Yep.
We'll just start looking around, see if we can find anything of value.
As you get closer, this table comes to life. And it looks like a big, kind of dripping, acidic monster. And he is going to attack Nimniel for a hit. Now, she doesn't take damage. She loses. It's a rust monster. And I kind of randomize what they take from the target. So, rust monster, Iron Eater, basically what they call in the game an Iron Eater, takes 10 gold pieces are melted from her. And it's a monster, so it has defense 5, 5 hits. Your turn.
will step up and attack it.
That's 1 point.
I don't know if it has eyes, but Ted will attack it from behind.
Yep.
I'll hit one more hit.
Yep, 2 points.
Nimio will try to back up. And then Catfile will start to close the distance.
Catfowl does have not daggers, but 2 small throwing hammers.
Oh, that's true.
It's a light weapon, so it's -1. By the way, another house rule, I don't force any character to use light weapons. Like rogues can use a regular sword, not a light sword, so they wouldn't be -1 to attack. But in this case, daggers, hand axes like that are light weapons. I do use light weapons. I just don't force anybody to take one, so he can attack at -1, which is even.
I'll take it. No, I'll just sort of throw it and it'll sort of bounce off it effectively.
All right. So now the Iron Eater is going to attack Bob. And it's +2, so that hits Bob. And Bob loses his sword.
All right.
His sword is melted.
Nimnio will take a shot at it, I guess.
She explodes.
So that's 10 altogether.
So it's taken 4.
And then while Bob is searching for a dagger, Ted will try to smack this thing in the back, and we'll hit one more time.
And it melts into a smelly, disgusting puddle on the ground. Now, you get a normal treasure roll on this one. So you could possibly get magic. No. Just another 15 gold pieces. You get 5 experience points. And there are plenty of weapons around, so anybody can pick up one weapon if they're missing a weapon, and an extra weapon to carry to put into the company storage.
Sure. You know, just each grab a random weapon.
Or a light armor, either way. So at this point, I'm going to say you don't need to backtrack because you don't really need to exit the dungeon successfully because you've killed the main boss and cleared every room in the place. So it's deserted and it will be re-inhabited by the authorities from Hamlet. You do get 10 experience points for that quest. Do you have anybody that you want to roll for?
I'll roll for Ted.
All right, so you're gonna burn 20 experience points and try to get you're gonna need to roll a 3 or better. Yes! Ted's gonna be unstoppable. Ted is 2nd level. And again, folks, I'm totally avoiding bloat. I'm not going past 3rd or 4th level. Anybody that gets that high is going to be retired. And if you see this again, it's going to be another 1st through 3rd level, maybe 4th level adventure. As you can see, they're mostly themed dungeons. So you don't get quite the variety of monsters, but it makes sense from where that is happening. I think next time we will do the caves of the kobold slave masters, which actually will have to take at least 2 parts to do. And so until then, our heroes are headed to Nulb to celebrate and prepare for their next mission. And we will see you at the table. Keep gaming.